We could be on the brink of history. Welcome, motorcycle fans, and that woman, Jeanette Thornley, after 8 long competitive years in the pro fuel category, racing some of the best, Jeanette Thornley aims to be the first woman in the NHRA Mickey Thompson Top Fuel Harley Series. Let's watch Jeanette in action in the pro fuel category, a carbureted high gear only class. And then we're going to hear all about her step up to the Mickey Thompson Top Fuel Harley Series. Stay with us. Even the pro fuel bikes can be difficult to get down the racetrack, although Jeanette has had her share of success. Let's catch up with her and talk about the transition to the heavier, more powerful Top Fuel bike. There's been a lot of talk and a lot of folks excited about the prospect of the very first female in the Mickey Thompson NHRA Series. We are here with Jeanette Thornley, Rich Vreeland. This team is coming together, guys. We got to watch you test down in Valdosta, Georgia at the Man Cup race. You did a great job. You got into the 6s. Richie Vreeland. We got a cluster of 6s on the board, don't we?
Yeah, we're running that bike has always been a 690 bracket bike, and she's just doing an excellent job going straight, going fast, and look out next year, NHRA, here she comes.
Showing everybody the ladies can do it in Top Fuel Harley, huh?
That's right. Thanks,
Great
Jack.
job.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Bring me up to speed on where this team is in terms of when we could see a Jeanette debut.
Well, you know, Valdosta was a great experience, seat time and passes that were good enough to get me a license, and we were very excited about that. I think a little more seat time and on the objective bike that Rich is providing for me is going to allow me to potentially debut in the Charlotte event.
Now, Jeanette, you had 8 years in the pro fuel category. We're watching Tyler Wilson make the transition. Well, last year, a very talented pro fuel racer courageously stepped up to Nitro Harley. Mr. Tyler Wilson, you are here in Pomona. Tyler Wilson, far lane against Ty Tharp. Tyler's done a great job handling this transition.
Hasn't had the best weekend on the racetrack, and to make it up on the starting line goes trip 0 in terms of reaction time. 675, 319.
We've watched a few others make the transition, such as Rich. People talk about how these Top Fuel motorcycles are different animals, but that class is a great stepping stone. Do you feel like that experience is benefiting you right now?
Absolutely. I mean, talking to Tyler, I give him all the credit for what he's accomplished. He said to me, he said, "You're doing it the right way." You know, they're to run in the 8th mile what we've been running in the quarter mile is a huge difference, and unless you have put your tail in the seat of these, you can't describe the variation between the carbureted bike and the injected bike.
Let's see Pro Fuel versus Top Fuel. And Rich, what's it been like serving as coach and mentor over here for Jeanette?
Well, she's a great, I mean, it's easy to coach Jeanette. I mean, she has the drive, the ambition, the focus. And so really, I just have set up the motorcycle for her, asked her to do what we thought was the right progression. And every time she hits the mark exactly where we want her to be. So I'm just proud of her, and I can't wait to get a little more seat time, to get to Charlotte, and to finally be here for her debut in the Mickey Thompson Top Fuel Series.
Got to come out and talk about the elephant in the room here. Could be a tough one to talk about, but unfortunately it's where we're at. Some have questioned whether a female can do this. How does that make you feel, and what's your response?
Well, you know, I'm not going to argue with anybody that there's always some hurdles to overcome. I believe that, again, I call it a beast. It's a beast. I mean, you need the strength, you need the focus, and the seat time on a flat tire bike is, I think, imperative. And taking stepping stones in the progression that I think I'm working with is the right way to do it. So male or female, I think it's a challenge for all of us. And Ty Tharp and Jay Turner and these guys, Ricky House, have all been out there for years. You know, they started where I am, and I think that, again, respect to everyone that attempts it. And I think I will get there. Will I have enough time to get there? You know, I'm not a spring chicken, you know, so that's my goal is to really, to get to this level, run it, you know, someday a 620, but I'm not pushing it, you know. It's, as we say, it's God's time, and I'll be there for it when He puts it out there.
That's a smart approach, and Rich, I'm sure you agree those baby steps are what get you there, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, the progression it took me from Pro Fuel to Nitro Funny Bike, it took me a while to get comfortable on that. And
Rich has successfully made the transition, but even he will tell you, this beast, formerly owned by Billy Jack, is an animal unlike anything he's ever ridden before.
And you know, the other elephant in the room is I'm struggling on this motorcycle right now. This is not an easy thing to do, but with Jeanette's drive, her ambition, her will to do it, I have all the confidence that she'll be able to do it.
Let me ask you this, as we enjoy the sights and sounds of Pomona here. Some have questioned whether or not a woman can do it, saying, does a woman have the strength? Now, the counter argument there would be some of the greatest riders of all time have been small in stature, and I'm looking at Jeanette, and she's a very strong and powerful woman. Rich, in your mind, first off, I mean, does a woman have the physical capabilities?
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, there are so many powerful women in this world that have done so many wonderful things, and to even be having this conversation is a little frustrating, because I believe that anyone can do this if they're willing to put in the time and willing to put in the work, male or female, it doesn't matter. It's all about ambition and drive.
Well said. Jeanette, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, I think in one interview you might have heard me say, had I attempted this last year or in 2017, it wouldn't have been possible. I struggled with some physical ailments that set me back a year, actually a year and a half. So you got to be 100%, you know. And we went testing last month in West Palm Beach. I had to sit out. It was really unfortunate. I was very frustrated because I wanted additional seat time, but these things are not anything to mess with. I respect everyone who rides one. I respect the machine, and so it's setting your priorities right and doing the right by yourself. So.
Now, I'm sure this is something that Shirley Mildani, Angelle Sampé, Danica Patrick, the list goes on, all had to encounter. Are you worried about any potential bias where if there's a guy out there that says, hey, I'm not running, if a female's in the other lane, I'm not running. Are you worried about potentially running into that type of mindset or bias?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, you know, we're a small group of racers, and you know, I believe I've earned credibility coming up in the ranks with the Pro Fuel bike. I believe that as the fellas out here in the class watch me progress and see improvements, I don't think I'm going to encounter it. You know, if I do, I mean, the champ signed my license, you know, so he watched me run in Valdosta, he signed my license. You know, what more is there to say? Again, am I proficient at it? No. Do I have the base knowledge to continue to develop in this class? Absolutely. I'm there.
And Jack, I just want to add from a competitive basis, and I'll just put this out there for anybody. I mean, if anybody doesn't want to run against me and give me a bye, I'm all for it. So, you know, I think Jeanette would feel the same way, you know. So if anybody wants to pass and give us a bye, you know, we're good with that. You know?
Excellent
so,
strategy.
no
I
problem.
like it, Rich. Very smart of you. Final thing I have for you here, could you describe what it's like to ride one of these beasts? How hard they pull compared to your Pro Fuel bike?
So again, 2 full clean passes back in Valdosta in November. You can't describe it. I mean, I learned that I needed to set myself up a little bit different underneath the fairing because my neck was out a little bit further and it was pulling. But yes, it's way different than the carbureted Pro Fuel bike. Again, the time on that bike is giving me, I believe, the knowledge to help learn how to navigate it. But these move at a much quicker pace, so you got to be ahead of it. You got to be that much more ahead of it. So you can't describe it. You just really can't.
I mean, the best description really is the carbureted nitro bikes kind of give up at the 8th mile. The front tire lands and you're along for the ride. These bikes carry the front wheel to 1,000 feet. So the biggest mindset is that on the carbureted bike, you kind of get ready for it to give up. These never give up. They just keep pulling the whole way to the finish line.
All right, Jack, you coming through?
Can't wait to see it. So hypothetically here, when are we going to see you on this motorcycle? Do you have a set date or is it just a wait and see?
So to clarify things, you will likely see me in competition in April on Rich Freeland's Nitro Funny Bike, which has competed in the NHRA Mickey Thompson series in the last couple years. Last 3 years. And then this bike, Rich is going to be riding it for the year, and then he plans to maybe step aside, and then I will take the seat. And again, it's all in God's time. So I'm not rushing things. I want to be safe. I want my competitors to be safe, and us to do it with pride and grace.
Sure. And just to be clear, when my Nitro funny bike shows up at an NHRA Top Fuel event, it is 167 cubic inches, which is a full-blown high gear only Top Fuel Harley Davidson.
That's awesome. So for people that aren't in the know, this motorcycle right here, formerly the machine of Billy Jack, now owned by Jeanette. But Jeanette is being very smart and creative. She's putting you on the bike for now, and you plan to ride Rich's, we'll call it like an in-between, a Pro Fuel and a Top Fuel Harley in layman's terms, right? Is that fair? How would you?
It's a when we are, and again, I just want to be clear.
Sure.
When her bike shows up at Charlotte, it is a full-blown Top Fuel high gear only motorcycle.
Now there are some advantages though on that bike though that maybe make it a little easier. You're telling me a touch lighter, right?
Touch lighter, about 200 pounds lighter, and it's a shorter chassis and 1 inch smaller rear tire, so it is a little easier to navigate.
Well, it sounds like you guys are doing this the right way, and it's very exciting. We admire your courage. You know, there's few men in this world that would throw a leg over. Congratulations to you. Anything you'd like to add here as we look forward to watching you make your debut?
Well, we always are looking for prayerful people out there to keep us praying for our safety and our guidance and our wisdom. So, but yeah, just continue to bless us, and you know,
Pray for us.
Get over here. It's been a while since you and I have had a prayer. Yes, sir. Father God, Lord, we love you and we praise you. We thank you, Lord. I thank you for my friend Tommy, Lord. I pray you bless him, give him a good, clean, straight path. Father God, give me a good, clean, straight path. We thank you so we can gather and thank you for your season. In Jesus' name,
How you doing, Jack?
That's a tight-knit community when you can call an old friend over and say a prayer, huh?
Amen. Yes, Tommy and I have been doing that for years. We just don't race each other anymore. But yeah, Tommy and I have always had a prayer before we race together. So.
That was cool.
pray for us.
And marketing partners.
And marketing partners. You can never, you know.
Yeah, this is expensive stuff here, right?
It is, and you know, we've been blessed so far. We have a lot of product sponsors out there supporting us. Circle One Solar is a contributor for us. We're anxious to get him in Arizona, so he'll be there. We'll get to play together. But
very cool. I
but
see
yeah,
you get
we
flying the
always have
CP
room.
Carrillo flag back there. That's cool.
Yeah, CP Carilla, Advanced Sleeve, Sam the Spark Plug Man,
Ultra Pro Machining out of Charlotte.
Yep. And we are very blessed to have a lot of product sponsors helping us, and it was a big deal to have CP on board this year, so we're really thankful for that.
I said last question, but I'm going to sneak one more. I always like to end glass half full. I can tell by Rich's mannerisms over here. Thank you, because this has been a tough interview. I really put you guys on the spot. But now, let's look at the other side of this thing. Let's get past the bias and all this. We know Jeanette's talented. Let's say this thing does work, okay? Angel Sampé became one of the biggest stars in the NHRA and got one of the biggest sponsorships. Here is the great Angel Sampé, once with Team Winston, now with Vance and Hines, Harley Davidson. Does any of that just get you so excited and optimistic of what could be the first time a woman could go out there and win on a Top Fuel Harley?
Well, of course it does. I mean, if it didn't, I'd be a probably have to check my pulse, right?
Right.
I mean, you guys could be sitting here in a year or two with a major sponsor.
Yeah, again, I think the blessings will come, but Jack, it's incredible to think about being the first. I said it in a press release. It's not my goal. It's not about being the first. It's about praising God, giving Him the glory, and doing what I was called to do, and that's help others chase their dreams. I mean, that's where it all came from, was Dream Chaser Racing, and just being a part of it. Following my bloodstream too. A lot of people know my story. My birth father was killed when I was very young, but when Mom had to accept that I was racing nitromethane and riding a street bike, I got it honestly. My dad was an adrenaline junkie, and I'm very blessed to carry his gene forward. So,
well, on behalf of everyone at Cycle Drag, thank you guys so much for sharing this wonderful story. We look forward to watching your progression. Rich, you've been a great coach and mentor. Jeanette, keep it safe, and we look forward to things to come for this team.
We always appreciate what you do,
Thanks, Jack. Great job. That is awesome. That's her first 6-second pass. That qualifies her for an NHRA Top Fuel license. The first woman in the modern era to have a Top Fuel Harley license in the NHRA, and Jeanette Thornley just did.
EGT 6114.
Do you have an autograph over there? Cool, man.
Yeah.
Jeanette, you're signing autographs already. See what I mean? This is awesome.
Yeah, Rich was adamant about me getting my card out there.
How about that? Well, Rich knows this sport inside and out.
I'm a marketing guy.
Yes, he is. Very exciting. Are you guys having a good time?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Bakersfield.
What's your name?
Cash.
How about you?
My name's Colette.
I love. Do you like the Nitro Harleys?
Yes.
Do you like watching the Cycle Drag YouTube channel?
Yes.
Love it, guys. Thanks for being here. As always, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. We're celebrating 100,000 subscribers on the Cycle Drag YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all the comments. And thank you for referring friends. Please remember to like cycledrag.com on Facebook too, and we will keep it coming. Thanks, guys. It was certainly a great weekend at the NHRA Winter Nationals for Team Coletta and all involved. I hope you enjoyed all the coverage here on the Cycle Drag YouTube channel. Make sure you're locked in. Make sure you're subscribed. And we'll keep you posted on this very bold endeavor by the fearless Jeanette Thornley. We commend Rich Vreeland and Jeanette for going after this. A team certainly held together by their strong faith and their strong passion and their trust for one another. Jeanette taking those baby steps and calling on her 8 years of pro fuel experience to help her with this daunting transition. The question remains, and we want to hear from you in the comments. Will Jeanette Thornley be the first woman to win a Top Fuel Nitro Harley event? We shall find out. She's certainly got the tuner, the coach, and the equipment. We'll see now if Jeanette Thornley can continue her progression in this very challenging, high-paced, unforgiving sport. The name of the team is Dream Chaser Racing, and Jeanette Thornley is no doubt chasing that dream. We chased the dream too. Thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers. Please subscribe if you have not. Refer some friends. Hit like. Leave us your feedback. And we'll keep it coming. Good luck, Jeanette Thornley. Hey, if there's fast motorcycles involved, we're in. Cycle Drag rolls on.